What's up, everyone? This is DeagleBeagle, and today we're going to look at Serperior. I got a request from someone that wanted me to cover Serperior, and I was like, Jamie Boyd already did a video on it, and I guess he was joking that it was S+, because I think he used it years back and did okay with it, even though it wasn't considered a very good Pokemon. But I don't agree that it's A tier, in theory at least. I haven't tested it, but I can just tell it doesn't seem like an A tier Pokemon, especially the way he recommends it. I don't agree with Wide Lens. Wide Lens is not a bad item, but it shouldn't be like probably the most common item, because yes, it does increase Leaf Storm accuracy, and improving your accuracy is important. Oh, I disliked the video. I didn't even notice that. I probably disliked it before. Even that's funny because I don't remember even um, disagreeing with that one with this video until I watched it again. So maybe I don't remember why I disagreed with it, but it's probably for the same reason. I have a bad memory, but probably because of wide lens. No, it's probably not so much because of wide lens. Oh yeah, I know I thumbed down it because I think he said it was S tier as a joke, but no, more because he said it was A tier. I think for real. And I didn't. I think I didn't agree with that, but I think uh, I wasn't really paying attention to the video, and was kind of multitasking, and therefore didn't know all the reasons why I didn't like uh, this video. No offense to Jamie Boyd, but let's go over a different way to use it. So wide lens is fine, but with a grass type Pokemon, like you don't want to use Terra Stellar probably, because it keeps your same defensive typing, and grass type Pokemon are weak to a lot of things. It's weak to ice, fire. I would have to pull out the typing chart because I can't think right now, but it's weak to probably like 4 or 5 things. Let's pull out the typing chart because it's weak to bug and a few other things too. So let's see what super affects grass Pokemon. Um, why am I blinking over here? Grass. Okay, fire, ice, poison, flying, bug. Yeah, that's like 5 things. Even though some of these aren't super common like poison, but that's like 5 freaking things, and it doesn't have dual typing, so it will always be weak to those 5 things unless it terras into a different typing. But if it terras into stellar typing, then you don't then you keep your same bad defensive typing. Like the main good thing that it's good for is like it has some resistances, but not as much as another typing, but more so because it's immune to spore, maybe that too. So, but still, it's a bad defensive typing. So the default set should probably be either Focus Sash or something else. So you want Contrary with it, obviously. Leaf Storm, and then this makes it easy. Sort by category, special. You could use Terra Dragon with it because, yes, it'll still be weak to ice, but wait a minute. Fire. It'll be resistant to fire though. It won't be weak to poison. It won't be weak to flying. It won't be weak to bug. Yeah, the main reason to use Terra Dragon though would be to get a stab with Dragon Pulse. So you would have a decent coverage move. You could you could use actually just Terra Blast for coverage, but if you want some extra coverage, Dragon Pulse is alright, but unless you're hitting a dragon type, that's more for like just doing decent neutral damage to something most of the time. for something that resists Leaf Storm, but usually you can hit one of the two for Leaf Storm. Even a resistance with Leaf Storm, it's probably better to use that than Dragon Pulse, unless you really need to finish them off because you'll raise your special attack by 2 stages. You do risk it missing though, but Terra Blast and Leaf Storm should probably be on every single Serperior, and Stellar makes sense if you're Sash, but if you're not Sash, I don't think I would use Terra Stellar. And you probably want Protect with it, especially if you're not Terra Ghost versus the priority moves and fake outs or just in general. And then let's look at some of these moves. Calm Mind, well, that doesn't make sense on a Sash set. And Leaf Storm already raises your special attack by 2 stages, so probably not Calm Mind. You could use Glare. Glare's not a bad move at all. Yeah, maybe on the Sash set it makes a lot of sense to use Glare or Helping Hand on all the Serperior sets. I don't know about making it into a Screens Pokemon. Maybe you could use it with Light Screen, but if you're gonna do that, I probably wouldn't use Light Clay. It might be better to just use like Taunt with it instead of Glare. But Glare's fine. It has high speed. I guess there's nothing wrong with it, and it works through Psychic Terrain and Armor Tail. So there's that. So Glare's definitely not a bad move, but I would probably usually prefer to run like Taunt or something. And I don't even think you need Dragon Pulse for coverage because it's not worth using Dragon Pulse unless you are Terra Dragon most of the time. And if you're Terra Dragon, you might as well just, I don't know, Terra Stellar Blast. I believe that does, yeah, I think double. And then it lowers your special attack and attack. So it basically, there's contrary. So you raise your offense by 1 stage, and I suppose you could use Mirror Coat on the Sash set, but that's kind of gimmicky, and they could just hit you with a physical move or hit your ally or something instead. So let's just work on this. So let's go to Deagle speed tiers. So did I put Superior in here? It has, I probably did. It has 181 speed. Yeah, I did. So that will outspeed a lot of things. You might want to max the speed, but no one's gonna use a max speed Latios. So, and probably not for these Pokemon either. So let's look for more Pokemon. You would only want it probably for Ninetales, Alola. You would want it for, no, Terrakian's not used that much. I'm probably gonna unbold some of these soon. And Lilligant H. Now that's gonna have Sun Up anyways. Sandy Shock, Thunderous. No. Entei's used a decent amount. I don't know if it's usually used with Jolly though, with max special attack. Max speed, I mean, it's probably used with Adamant on almost all of them. So far, I don't see a huge reason to use max speed with it. But remember, it only gets 165 if it's modest, and not more than that. So it'll still get outsped by Chi-Yu and Volcarona and a few others. But the Iron Crown speed tie is kind of concerning. I don't know. You probably should just risk it because I would probably just use Modest for more offense, because worst case scenario probably is that they have an Iron Crown that's max speed and you speed tie. Or it probably won't even, well, I shouldn't say it probably won't be max speed, but probably only half of them will be max speed anyways. Okay, so you could use something like this. I would probably use modest, and some alternatives to this Serperior. Oops, let me just, you could just put any Pokemon and paste this in, is to, I guess you could give it wide, wait, what did I do? Control Z, okay, good, that fixed it. I guess you could give it wide lens, but if you're gonna give it wide lens, you should give it a defensive Terra, like, I don't even want to recommend Dragon Pulse because it's just like you could just use a Terra Blast instead for your offense and defense. Maybe it depends, but you probably would want. Let's go to the typing chart. Grass, what's resistant to that? Fire, grass, poison, flying, bug, steel, dragon. So I mean, dragon would be good versus dragon and do neutral to a lot of things, but um, let's see what would be the best coverage. Either ground, because that would super affect fire and steel, and poison. Yeah, ground's probably the best offensive coverage with it, because it's super affect 1, 2, 3. Wait, what? There's 7 things that resist grass. So fire would super affect grass and bug. Bug's not used that much though, or poison. I mean, kind of poison for Amoonguss, but Terra Psychic Blast wouldn't make that much sense. And actually, let's just go to the tier list, and I'll figure it out. So Tornadus is a common resist. Incineroar, Raging Bolt, Chi-Yu. A lot of these are weak to ground. 3 out of the 4 are weak to ground. Terra Rock might be a good offensive coverage type with grass because it super affects fire, flying, bug. Yeah, so either rock or ground, up to you. But rock would have more, probably wider coverage for the more common Pokemon, because a flying Pokemon like Tornadus is going to be resistant to both ground and rock. But I don't know, if you use rock though, you'll kill the Chi-Yus and the Incineroars, but then you won't do much to a Raging Bolt. So either if you use Terra Rock, then you should also use Dragon Pulse. So let me just create that. And you could even use a spec set with it too. Let's make that. So let's do like Terra Dragon this time, and do Dragon. Actually, not Dragon. Like what was I gonna say? Ground, and then Dragon Pulse, even without stab, at least hit Raging Bolt or something decently hard. But you have to keep in mind the resistances that resist Serperior, unless they can super affect back, they shouldn't be as prioritized. For example, a dragon Pokemon resists grass, but it doesn't super affect grass like Tornadus does with Bleak Wind Storm, I mean. So probably prioritize the Pokemon that not only resist Serperior, but can super affect it. So those 3 moves, and then what am I missing? Hyper beam. I don't know. It's I'm trying to think. Maybe a grass move that doesn't miss. Like you could use, I don't know, Giga Drain to restore some HP and not miss, or Frenzy Plant for slightly more power, but not. I think, I don't know. Maybe just Giga Drain and Terra Blast. Okay, so let's do one more where you use Terra Rock, and you don't have to use specs with Serperior, but I'm just gonna leave it probably maybe or maybe just go back to Sash. So this one's gonna be a Terra Rock one, and it has good coverage versus the most common Pokemon. Let's just look at some more things that resist it. Well, Rock would be good versus Iron Crown. Rillaboom, you might have to just, like grass Pokemon, you'll have to just take the L versus, because you're trying to kill other Pokemon and you can't have enough coverage with its crappy moveset. So it is what it is. But ground looks really juicy, though. Even though it doesn't super affect Tornadus, there's certain other Pokemon besides Tornadus too that you have to worry about, like Heatran. So it really depends. Terra Rock though would be good. Yeah, defensively, not just offensively, versus Tornadus. And Heatran, I suppose, could just defensively Terra anyways. But Tornadus probably wouldn't do that. So I don't know. It's up to you. It depends on how you want to use it. And oh, I'm tired. So Terra Blast, you would want oh, wait. What did I say? I think Terra you would want Dragon Pulse on the Terra Rock set. I think I was saying if you don't have Terra Ground, then you probably would want something to hit Raging Bolt hard. So like Terra, yeah, Dragon Pulse would be fine, and Terra Blast like Rock, because you'd be. But if you're using Terra Blast Rock, then you might not need Sash. It depends on how often you Terra, because it's good versus like fire and flying moves when you defensively Terra. I suppose I'm just gonna make a Life Orb set with this one, or yeah, probably Life Orb. I was gonna make a Miracle Seed set. I guess you could use that instead of Wildlands. A Miracle Seed set, and I gotta finish the other Superior set, and then I'm just gonna close the video, end it. So Life Orb, but then you would want not Giga Drain, you would want Protect. And now you can actually hit hard enough, maybe. Like after a Leaf Storm, you'll have a lot of special attack. You'll have 278 special attack, which is really high. And either another Leaf Storm or Dragon Pulse or Terra Rock Blast should probably one-shot almost anything after that, but you do take some recoil with Life Orb and risk Leaf Storm missing or getting Superior knocked out. So did I cover everything? Yeah, you could use Taunt, you could use Glare. Terra Blast and Leaf Storm are maybe its best moves in Protect. And filler move, if you are on a choice spec set, would be Giga Drain, and you could use Terra Rock, Ground, or Stellar. I don't think I would use Terra Grass, but I suppose I'll do one more set where you could be some like type of Rillaboom type of set where it's like Terra Grass with Sash. And actually, isn't Stellar that? Yeah, forget Terra Grass. Well, I guess you could if you want to keep spamming Leaf Storm, but generally you should probably I guess I'll include it, but because Because Miracle Seed, because you can only use the boost from Terra Stellar once, but Serperior is probably going to get knocked out quickly anyway, so it might make the most sense. But I'll just, for the sake of possibilities, I'll just include one like this. So, you could even use Giga Drain too instead of Glare. If you're going to boost up grass moves that much, you probably want Giga Drain, just so you could restore a little bit of health when you're able to finish off a Pokemon with it, instead of going for Leaf Storm and not risking the miss, but then you don't get your special attack increased by 2. So it depends on what you need in the moment. Oh, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. It's probably going to be on Iron Crown.